another live interview show with Become a Fearless Father. And today I'm accompanied by David Tofilon. Did I say it correct?
That's right, Tofilon. Yeah.
Tofilon. All right. So I wasn't right. I had to say it a bit different. I appreciate that. Welcome, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know how busy you are.
Yeah.
I know how crazy excited we all are having you share your copywriting knowledge in the group, The Coach's Secret. Today we're going to go a little deeper because I found out that you are a dadpreneur 100%. And I love it when you said, yes, I'd love to hop on your show. I was excited because I'm really looking forward to sharing your message, right? So first of all, man, because I checked out your Facebook and I saw it saying like, and of course, I every time I read something, I forget what it exactly said, but it's passion and comfort zone, right? As soon as we're afraid to leave our comfort zone to follow our passion, we're basically in a wrong spot to be, right? And it's true. However, so many of us, we stay in our comfort zone, right? I call all of those people zombie dads, right? Go through life, go to a 9 to 5, come back and just go through it, right? Always in the comfort zone and afraid to follow that passion. With the risk, we turn old, we look back, and then nothing happened, right? And then we regret all the things we didn't do. So what's your advice for those that are stuck in a comfort zone but feel like they have a passion? What can they do to make that happen and make that a reality and step out and into the unknown, into the uncomfortable zone, right?
Yeah, great question. Everybody has that burden, that burden of that untold story inside of you, and especially if you have a passion, you're kind of balancing the passion and what you want to do with your responsibility as a father. So yeah, if it was just you, if it was just me, yeah, I go move to Hawaii and start a business. Like, what do I have to lose? But here I have family, and my number one priority is to them as a family, to teach them, to train them. I'm a watchman at the gate of my home. And that's my number one responsibility. And I love that. And that's what gives me meaning. I think it's Viktor Frankl. He was a Holocaust survivor, and he talked about how we're made for meaning. And that's specifically what I think we're all trying to grasp, that existential question of who am I and why am I here? And as a father, to go and pursue that passion is not, it always has to be accompanied with how am I serving my family well at the same time? Because I can achieve any success in this life. And if I'm not treating my wife well, and I'm not there to teach my kids, then I've lost, Klaas. I've completely lost. And no success is worth that. And I think you get that in your mindset, success will follow you. Success will find you once you're committed your life to doing something meaningful. If you go and search for success, you're going to lose it all. Because that's going to be the number one priority. But if you do what you do well and you continue to do it, that success will come, and that will find you as you continue to do that. But the other thing I would say is this: that doesn't mean that you just, okay, I'm just going to put my head down at my 9 to 5 job, but I know I was made for this. The next thing that you do is you reverse engineer your goal. So say you want to open up a retreat center for people, for entrepreneurs burnt out that are fathers. Hey, come take a week with your family, come back, back right with your family so you can be the father and the business owner you're meant to be. Well, you can't just quit your job and do that, because now you don't have money to feed your kids. So your kids are going hungry. So what do? You reverse engineer that down to the smallest step that you can take first. What can I do here? Well, maybe I can save an X amount of my paycheck or something, to start doing that. Maybe I can start connecting with people who are like-minded, and then eventually find an investor, and then maybe we do one retreat a year, and it's just 1 week, and then next year we do 2 retreats, but something that can get you on that path without making you trade your first priority, and that's your family. So does that answer your question a little bit there?
Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate that. We'll dive in. I got from this, I got a couple of extra questions for you. But first of all, man, for the people that don't know you, share a little bit of your background story, and always interesting, of course. And as you mentioned, right, the family, how long you've been married for, how many kids you have, and all that good stuff as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in marketing, nonprofits, churches, small business, medium. I mean, everywhere from millions of dollars of revenue to they sell, pots and pans, whatever it is. And I've really enjoyed that. I've grown, got married. It'll be 9 years in
Right.
this summer. Trying to make sure I get that right, in case my wife watches. And I have 2 kids, 4 and 2. Yeah, they're fantastic. They're both boys, and we live in Michigan, right here in the United States, in a little lake town called Grand Haven. So we're about a mile from the lake, and it's Lake Michigan, so it's basically an ocean.
Yeah.
It's a huge lake. You can't see the other side. And yeah, so that's my kind of my family life, 4 and 2-year-old. And yeah, and then recently, about 3 years ago, I started out on my own. And so I kind of had this dream to say, where I was at in my corporate job was not allowing me the time to be in the meaningful moments with my kids. And yeah, they give me weekends, but what if I wanted to do this, with my kids on an evening, or, I was gone a lot of evenings just, to finish up projects. And really what it came down to, Klaus, was I was fulfilling somebody else's dream, not mine. And that they were paying me to do it. It was fair. They were paying me to fulfill their dream, whatever my boss's dream was. But at the end of the day, it was time to move on. So
Exactly. And I assume that that's exactly the way you did it, just step by step until you could make that step to the income you were making with your job.
There comes a point where you have to decide, is this the way my whole life is going to be? And am I okay with that? Or am I going to jump out? I mean, because I jumped out with nothing. I was willing to get any job as long as it allowed me the time to work on this other thing that I wanted to do, to grow Tofilon Consulting. So it wasn't, oh, I quit. Like, I'm totally screwing all my responsibilities as a father. It was, okay, I know if I continue in this, I will not have the time to go to that next step. And so for me, the first 6 months, I mean, it was very minimal in revenue, very, very, very minimal. But you keep your head down, what you're doing is right. And I had that experience and started keeping out. And one of my first goals, what it was, Klaus? It was not a monetary number. My very first goal was to make enough so my wife didn't have to work. That's what I wanted. I wanted her home with the kids. That was it. And
with you.
What's that?
And with you.
Yeah, and with me too. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's what I cared about. I love my wife. I believe she's an incredible woman, and I want my kids to be like her. I do. And so I want her to be home, and she wanted that as well. I mean, some women, they want to go out. I mean, that's totally fine. This is just specifically for the Tofilons. And so, but when I made that my goal rather than just this number, I mean, I had to get to a number to get there, but it was for that specifically. And 8 months later, after I quit, she did not have to work anymore. So
nice. That's amazing. Yeah. I told my wife the same. I said, I'm doing this so you don't have to go to work anymore. And she's like, yeah, but even if that happens, I'm still going to work because I like my job. I'm like, all right, cool.
Right. That's still, but you make it an option for her, and then she'll enjoy her work better. She won't feel like, oh, I always have to do this, or I was like, maybe I want to look for something else eventually. Giving her the freedom to do that. I think as a father, my goal is to be as consistent as I can and present with as a person, as a father, so that when somebody else has an issue, one of my kids or my wife, I can be there for them instead of just worrying about my own crap.
Exactly. So here comes a struggle that I've noticed a lot of entrepreneurs face, right? Since we're talking about passion, we're so passionate about our business, and I actually don't call it business anymore. I call it making an impact in the world, right? Because that's what we want. That's what we are about, right? What happens is that we're just fully focused and ingrained with our passion that sometimes we just forget, like, wait a minute, we also need to be present and have that quality time every single day with our kids and with our wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would your advice be? How do you make sure that you're able to separate passion from family?
Mm-hmm. It's a great question. Four rhythms of renewal. Boundaries. It starts with boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of practical things. Like, one, I don't check my phone before breakfast with my kids.
Nice.
I don't. I do family first, and I know I'll get sucked into. So emails can wait, if you're willing, because here's what happens: you wake up during the day, you wake up to the morning, and you have one question to decide on: is who is going to provide meaning to me today? Is it going to be the people I'm helping at my business, or is it going to be my family? And it has to be family first. So it's a practical way of doing that. But there's four, and this is from a book called Rhythms of Renewal by Rebecca Lyons. But the first one is, my goal is structuring my day. And if I
Mm-hmm.
structure my day and I don't get out of that structure, I will be present, not because I'm forcing myself to, but because I'm balancing my whole day. So rest. Am I getting a good night's sleep of rest? I'll be more present with everybody with rest.
True.
Yeah. Restore. Restore for me. Restore is going to the gym. Will I restore during the day? The third one is create. Will I be
Mm-hmm.
like, if I need to create something, even if it's just making dinner, it pulls me back in. Making dinner is a great way to be present with your wife. She's thankful for it. Learn to cook something that gives you a passion. Build a passion outside of your passion that
Mm-hmm.
keeps you present in the house. That may be wrestling with your kids every night, or building something with them, build furniture. And the fourth one is connection. So having meaningful connection. If I have those four each day, or, in a period of 3 days, that I can continue to connect with people, restore, rest, and create, that's going to be something that keeps me grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm grounded there, then I'm available. The times I get most distracted is when I'm stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what keeps me from being present. So what keeps me to be present is to be grounded. And what keeps me grounded is patterns that help me to stay there. And I just go, oh, okay, why am I distracted right now? Why am I not present?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't been to the gym in 4 days, or when was the last time I just, sat down and created something with my wife, even if it was just creating conversation,
Mm-hmm.
with them or connecting with them. So I that's how I kind of assess my life when I'm like, I'm distracted. Um, yeah.
That's nice, man. That's powerful. I hope people picked up on that and took notes like I did. Because when you see my bald head, that's
Yeah.
because I'm taking notes. So people know, and they're not weird. Like, he's rude. He's
Here,
not looking at the camera. What's
you're
going on?
good. Here it
I'm
is.
taking notes.
You become what you pay attention to.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. So actually, it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up in regards to, not looking at your phone, not looking at your emails, in the morning, right? And I started to notice, right, Facebook is, of course, like the biggest magnet, and I mean, bravo Facebook, because that's what they're good at, right? We continuously focus on that. And I told a client of mine, I said, look, dude, I see you on Facebook every single day, like every single moment. You got 3 kids. This is your week to be with your kids. You got to stop being Facebook. And then I was thinking, like, wait a minute, how do I know that he's on Facebook all day long?
Right.
I know, because I am. So I cut it off like drastically. And wow, yeah, you're right, man. You did this. The whole stress just goes. Whoop. Your whole anxiety goes even lower, and you just feel more present, more relaxed during the day. And nobody's telling you like, "Hey, dude, you're not responding to me in 5 minutes." Instead, now I have to wait 2 hours. And people don't, in the end, don't really care. Like, as long as you respond in a reasonable amount of time. But in my head, it's like, no, man, I can't miss anybody. Like, I gotta.
Yeah. Do you know what the greatest? What I've recognized as the greatest threat to my passion and my business is not competition. It's distraction.
Mm-hmm.
So if I eliminate that, and I just focus on what I need to do, not what others are doing, I've been created specifically for this one thing, and I'm going to pay attention to it, and I'm going to trust the process.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. Find your passion, right? That was another question that I had to ask. When I listen to you, yes, you can see, you can feel your passion, right? And sometimes you watch other people and you notice like they like what they do, right? But it feels more that they're in it for the money. Like, I need to make money, which I respect. I understand, right? With dads, we need to make our money, but I'm missing that passion, right? So how does one find their passion? Or again, like what you say with success, does the passion find you when you're ready? How does that, what's your philosophy on that?
To me, it starts with a simple question. What do you want? I don't think we ask ourselves. What I mean by that, not what does your mother or your father want, or your brother, or that person you respect, or your kids or your wife want. What do you want? And I don't mean that in a selfish way. What I mean by that is like, where does what you're good at, or you think like it comes naturally to you, and what is something you care about? Where does that intersect? And if you find where those two things intersect, then it's going to be easy. What do you find yourself always looking to? And not because you want to impress other people, but because it gives you life. Like if you had a day to go anywhere, to do anything, to be exposed to any industry, where would you go? If you could learn that thing, and then it has nothing to do with money at the beginning, because this is sustainable. You have very rich people that are passionless. So obviously money does not equal passion. So what is that specific thing? And you say, well, okay, for me, like I care about helping people that don't have a way to access clean water. Okay, why is that? Well, because when I was a kid, we had friends, and one of their kids ended up dying because they had a waterborne virus or something like that. Like there has to be something inside of you that goes, like I just keep thinking, I really wish I could help that person. I really wish I could do that. So it takes introspective thoughts, and that comes with silence. I think we don't know our passion because we're so in the noise. It's like, I don't know what I want to do. Well, you took 2 minutes while you were in the shower to try and figure it out. Like after a busy day, of course you don't know what you want to do. Like, have you thought about literally saying like, guys, I need 4 hours. I'm not going to bring my phone. I'm not going to bring my computer. I'm going to bring a pencil and a paper. I'm going to sit in a coffee shop for 4 hours, and I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to be alone with my thoughts. I know, scary, very scary. But you know what we're scared of? We're scared of what we're going to find. Because we think we've neglected our inner life so much, and we'll know what we should do if we ask the right questions, and then we give ourselves time to listen to the answer. And so that might just be like journaling. Maybe it takes journaling 5 minutes a night, and then go back and read over the past month. What do you keep talking about? Your mind will come back to it, but you need to give it space to find that. So be confident that you can find it. That's the first practical step. And then 2, make space to find it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely powerful for those people. And what you mentioned, like you sit and calm your head. But one of the things that I picked up on it that I found most powerful you shared is that you have the answer already within you. Like so many times you're looking for the answer from outside, right? Well, indeed, if we just sit and calmly ask ourselves the question, just relax and let it come, we most of the times come with. That's exactly how I became with Become a Fearless Father. We just sit down and say like, okay, what's my purpose in life? What do I want? And just keep repeating it. What you say, it's not like that. Okay, so
right.
I want to like, oh yeah, become a fearless father. That's it. No, it takes time. It takes patience, and keep going and keep going. So yeah, man, that's really great that you share that. I think that's important, and I hope people are listening to that and again taking notes, because I keep repeating it. These live interviews, they mean nothing if you do not take action. It's that simple. Like anybody, I mean, I really appreciate David sharing all these golden nuggets. But if you do not take action, then yeah, what's the point for us sitting here, right? And make sure that if you really feel like that was a golden nugget, to press that heart button, press that share button if you want to have some friends that want to have to listen to this as well. So you show some extra appreciation to David, and we would really appreciate that as well. Thank you. All right, so finding your passion, we got that. So what are some of the things that are a must for you to make sure that you stay connected with your wife?
Wow, that's a great question. Yeah. It starts with quality time. Women are not, you can't just jump in and go, hey, tell me everything about your day. So your actions should show that. Your actions should say, hey, I want to create a space to find out, like, hey, let me make you some tea, like, let's sit down at a couch and let's talk. How is your day? If they know intentionally that you're trying to create a space for them, then that's gone a long way. For me specifically, how do I connect with my wife? Klaas, I need to be more fiercely pursuing and learning about Brooke, my wife, than I should be about my job and my passion. If I knew, because I'm pretty much like, okay, like, what's the next copywriting thing? Like, how do I create better messages? If I applied that same passion to understanding my wife and understanding what she just wants to be known and heard. That's what she wants. And so I not try and fix her, but just to listen.
Yeah.
So one of the things is intentional questions. I need to be a better listener, and I just need to ask questions. How was your day? What does she respond? Okay, ask a question about that. She responds more. Ask another question about that. If I did that, and then I say, I hear you, that could be enough. I've learned this. If she's sharing a problem, I need to identify first, did I cause it? If I did cause it, then I need to apologize and I need to try and fix it. If I didn't cause it, I don't need to fix it yet. I just need to listen. And often hearing her feelings is enough for her to be like, now that I'm saying that to you, this is kind of stupid. And I'm okay. So listening, that's a way that's one of those things that I do, asking good questions. So just next time, I mean, that could be just a practical step. Like tonight, ask your wife 5 good questions. Not how was your day, but hey, my wife really loves flowers. She gets into floral arrangements all the time. I bought her a book on Amazon. It was $22. It was cheapest thing ever, but she loved it. She goes, this is one of the best gifts I've ever had in my whole life. And it's because I saw her buying little plants here and there. She loves flowers so much and plants so much. We live in Michigan, tons of trees. She'll just go into people's yards and just cut off certain like branches and stuff. I'm like, you can't just cut off people's like bushes. But she just brings them home and puts them in vases and stuff. And so pay attention to what she likes, and then ask her about it. And then the last thing is be in her corner, like actually help her dreams come true. Like, Klaas, you're helping dads come true, but you're helping dad's dreams come true as fearless fathers, but are you helping your wife's dream? I mean, are you like, okay, what can I do here to help? Like for her, like I want to connect her with florists in the area that really know what their craft. Like, hey, would you mind? I'll pay you for an hour of your time, but don't tell my wife, and just kind of be like, hey, will you like teach my wife like one-on-one for something? That would be a way to like further her dreams. And that would be money I would spend in a heartbeat.
Exactly. Nice, man. I wasn't expecting that. That's great advice. I love that. I was sorry. I didn't want to distract you, but when you said don't solve the problem for her, because that's like the biggest thing that we do. That's like
we're fixers.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't fall for that trap. Just sit and listen and be like, okay. Yeah, absolutely, man. Okay, we're already at the end of 25 minutes, and quickly for people that want to check out David, this is the website. It's in the comment section. It's also in the description section. You can just click on it and get in contact with him right away. David, for anybody that has any questions or want to follow you, what are other good ways to get in contact with you?
Yeah, absolutely. The website, my Facebook, email, Instagram, whatever you'd like. I'd love to respond. Love to help.
Awesome. See, now we know. All right. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you all. Again, if you got any value out of it, and wow, you must have been, you must be the fearless father if you didn't, I must say, because it was absolutely amazing. Make sure you put a heart button or click that heart button and click a share to share this also with your Dapper friends. Sharing is caring, people. David, again, thank you so much for being on. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you every week. So I'm the lucky one.
Take care, guys.
All right. Take care, everybody.